Well, these hacks keep getting worse and worse, and one over at Insomniac has revealed some mega details about not just Wolverine, but their upcoming schedule. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about the data breach, what got out, and why it looks like Insomniac is doubling down on their Marvel content. Now, before we do that though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring that bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are really in the know. Well, this is quite a mess. You remember the other day we did a report that a group of hackers had breached Insomniac and grabbed not only a bunch of employee details, but quite a bit of information surrounding the upcoming Wolverine game. Now, they threatened to release confidential data unless they were paid 50 bitcoins, which is about $2 million, and the 7-day timer has ran out, and they did indeed release a ton of information. Now guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not posting any of it. It's stolen material, they're issuing copyright strikes and takedowns all over the place, but if you head over to Instagram or Twitter, it's pretty easy to find quite a few of these details. Now, according to the Cyber Daily, the ransomware group Rashida released 1.67 terabytes of data, which was about 1.3 million files, which contained all kinds of videos and images of the upcoming Marvel Wolverine game. Now, not only did they give us a ton of looks at the game, but unfortunately, there was also personal information for the staff of Insomniac, as well as even contracts that were signed by both Marvel and Sony for future projects. Now, this is going to be some spoilers for you guys, and we try to protect you from that. So if you don't want to know anything else, go ahead and click away. We're not going to show the footage, but we're going to talk about some of it, and quite a bit of it is a big deal. Now, for the upcoming Wolverine game, the concept art that was leaked shows Wolverine squaring off with some big villains from the Marvel Universe, including Sabretooth, Lady Deathstrike, Mystique, and even Mr. Sinister. Apparently, based on that, the Hand, which was teased in Spider-Man 2, is also going to factor into the game, which looks to be a revenge story with a budding romance between Wolverine and Jean Grey. Now, this plot leak does suggest it will be a completely original approach to Wolverine's origin story, which honestly I think is dangerous ground. But it does include him escaping from the Weapon X facility, follows him taking on members of Sinister's Team X, and even the Sentinels. Now, as far as the gameplay goes, well, if you're a fan of the Spider-Man series, you're going to like this game. Everything about it so far looks like a ton of fun, and like I said, I can't post the footage here, but once you check it out, if you weren't excited for the game, well, I think you will be after. The attention to detail on the character and the combat scenes I saw look, well, near perfect, and will probably meet fan expectations for this game, which is actually at an all-time high after the second Spider-Man installment. One thing I did gather from all of this is Jean Grey is going to play a huge part in this game, and she might even be a playable character. This might lead well into another game that's coming down the road that also leaked. We'll get to that in a second. But having Jean as a playable character would be a pretty big deal, and also, like I said, this is an origin story, so that might be necessary working her into the overall arc. Now, along with all this are some casting details that have been posted on Reddit, none of which has been confirmed by Insomniac, but they are reporting that Liam McIntyre will play Logan, Troy Baker will take up the role of Mr. Sinister, with Chrisia Bajo set to play Jean Grey. Now, the other big thing that came out of this leak that we can share is the future schedule for Insomniac. Now, obviously this year we got Spider-Man 2, but the hackers actually revealed what's coming down the pipe all the way till 2030, and there's some big stuff headed our way. Now, what the leak indicated was a Venom game is indeed headed our way in 2025. And spinning directly out of that Spider-Man 2 game that just released. 2026 will see Wolverine drop, followed by Spider-Man 3 in 2028, which will continue to follow the adventures of Miles Morales, a Ratchet & Clank game in 2029, and finally in 2030, a full-on X-Men game from Insomniac, which should be absolutely huge, and I think actually gives us a clue on when Marvel might be bringing the X-Men to life on the big screen. Now, obviously all this is via hackers and not directly from Insomniac, so all of it is more than subject to change. I wouldn't be surprised if they change some things behind the scenes in response, and this story is still playing out, so we might get more information. If you follow this kind of stuff, you know hackers are often caught after the fact and typically charged. That's what happened in the GTA hack, and I do suspect this is so high profile and Sony has so much money behind Insomniac chasing the thing, well, they will definitely have some sort of legal response, and law enforcement is already involved. This story is still unfolding, so we're going to continue to follow it. I am am curious on what you think about the upcoming Wolverine game and all these new titles headed our way from Insomniac. Do you have a favorite? I have to say, I'm really looking forward to the X-Men.